Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Christian. I'm back again with another reaction video. And when I told you guys we're not gonna stop, we're on the grind right now. And today we got another disturbed reality video, and it's another Cartel one. It's called an insane new Cartel video. The Sicario wears the victim's skin, bro. And we've been reacting to some pretty insane shit lately, not gonna lie. It's some shit that's gonna be like, it's gonna make you like stomach turn, not gonna wanna watch the video, and some more shit. So, but for me, I like that kind of shit. But I know for a lot of you guys don't like it, but most of the time, if you guys are here watching the video, you guys do like that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can listen to some stories together, you feel me? I appreciate all you guys' support lately. You guys have been killing the game with me, and I fuck with you guys, and we're not gonna stop until, you know, I just can't do it no more. But without further ado, let's just get it popping. I'm gonna leave the original link to the video down below if you guys want to go check out Disturbed Reality's videos or this one. And yeah, I just woke up, bro. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at right now. Oh my god, Jesus.
Welcome back to Disturbed Reality.
At least I don't have to fucking read this one.
Someone,
Jesus.
You can trust drug cartels to come up with 1001 ways. Since the
yeah,
late
you can.
90s, and in particular, since the turn of the millennium, the way drug cartels operate in Mexico has changed drastically. In the old days, from Prohibition to the late 1980s, the drug trade in Mexico, although violent to a certain extent, was a far cry from what we see today. Cartels such as the Guadalajara Cartel and the Gulf Cartel in the 1980s, although not being afraid to get their hands dirty, operated in a much more covert manner, resulting in far less violence. They were more akin to the old school mafia, more so than the cartels in which we see today. One of the watershed moments in narco history was the murder of DEA agent Kiki Camarena, who was conducting an undercover operation within the Guadalajara cartel. The story is extremely complex, and many conspiracies surround his death, including speculation that the CIA were the ones to blow his cover. As rumor has it, he was discovering links between themselves and the traffickers in which he was willing to expose. He was murdered by the Guadalajara cartel in March of 1985, and he was subjugated to a 30-hour-long torture session. It said that he was kept
30 hours, bro, of being tortured? Like, that's fucking crazy.
Just by a narco doctor, so that he would talk.
He was being kept alive too.
Of his brutal demise. Camarena was abducted and taken to a residence located in the western section of the city of Guadalajara, owned by Rafael Caro Quintero, where he was tortured and subsequently murdered. His skull was punctured by a piece of rebar and his ribs were broken. Camarena's body was found wrapped in plastic in a rural area outside the small town of La Angostura in the state of Michoacan on the 5th of March 1985. Following the murder of Kiki, this prompted a swift reaction from the US Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, and they launched Operation Legend, the largest DEA homicide investigation ever undertaken. Due to the extreme scrutiny and heat, the leaders of the Guadalajara cartel, including Felix Gallardo, decided to split the organization, essentially creating smaller organizations in which the leaders could micromanage. For example, El Mayo, aka Ismael Zambada, and El Chapo, aka Joaquin Guzman, were given the territory of the Pacific Coast. Their organization would later be known as the Sinaloa Cartel. The Tijuana route would go to Felix Gallardo's nephews,
this is kind of crazy, what the fuck?
Creating the Tijuana Cartel. Although Felix Gallardo and several of his colleagues were eventually caught for the kidnap and murder of Kiki, as well as drug trafficking, the seeds for the narco world in which we see today were sown after the Guadalajara cartel were divided up into smaller factions, many of which, after a few years, instead of collaborating with each other as originally intended, instead they were actually in direct competition with each other, which spiked an increase in violence. Things would only go on to get worse in the late 1990s, when the Gulf Cartel would go on to create their own armed wing, a group of Mexican Special Forces soldiers who were recruited out of the army by the Gulf Cartel to start Los Zetas.
Do these, like, this is a stupid question, but do the cartel, they have links with like police and all that shit that like work on their side and all that, but do they have higher ups working with it too, like government officials and all that? Or is it just like, is the cops where they draw the line? Because they said the CIA was working with them and shit, and that's crazy, bro. Imagine the CIA working with a cartel. That's like scary. And like, fuck, imagine what do you have to do to get the CIA to work with you? Like, fuck.
Which marked the start of the paramilitaristic element in which we see today with Mexican cartels. The introduction of the Zetas brought a whole new level of violence and strategy to the narco world. In order to compete, rival cartels had to keep up or get chewed up and spat out.
Damn.
With murder rates in the tens of thousands, 43,964 in 2021, things only seem to be getting worse in Mexico. Many such examples of the brutality has been caught on camera, filmed by drug cartels as both propaganda pieces and also as a form of psychological warfare to scare their rivals. Whether it be beheadings, axe dismemberments, organ removals, or being burned alive, they have done it, and they have filmed it.
They've done everything, bro. Like, what else is there to do?
One of the most brutal torture and murder methods used by cartels is flaying, the most well-known examples being the infamous Funky Town and No Mercy in Mexico videos. Flaying, also known as skinning, is a method of slow and painful execution in which skin is removed from the body. Generally, an attempt is made to keep the removed portion of skin intact. Dermatologist Ernest G. Young notes that the typical causes of death due to flaying are shock, critical loss of blood or other bodily fluids, hypothermia, or infections, and that the actual death is estimated to occur from a few hours up to a few days after flaying. Hypothermia is...
Bro, imagine getting fucking filleted and then you live like a few days after. Hell no. That would fucking be
as skin provides natural insulation and is essential for maintaining body temperature. Historically, searing or cutting the flesh from the body was sometimes used as part of the public execution of traitors in medieval Europe. One such example being in 1303, when the treasury of Westminster Abbey was robbed
Bro said
while holding a large sum of
1303.
money belonging to King Edward I. After the arrest and interrogation
of
48 monks, 3 of them, including the sub-prior and sacrist, were found guilty of the robbery and flayed. Their skin was attached to 3 doors as a warning against robbers of church and state. The act of flaying is also prominent in both Greek and Aztec mythology. For example, Xipe-Totec is the flayed Aztec god of death and rebirth.
Hey, he looks
Captured
hard
enemy
though.
warriors were flayed annually
You don't want to
as
fuck with him.
sacrifices to him. But nevertheless, let's cut to the chase. On the 22nd of June, 2022, a brutal
June 22nd, bro? That was literally fucking like a couple months ago. What the fuck? Where was I?
To and uploaded by a well-known narco news site depicting some of the most insane cartel footage that I've ever seen. The video isn't long, at just over a minute, but it's extremely disturbing. It's unclear to where this was filmed in Mexico or which cartel are responsible. As the video begins, you hear several jovial sounding voices joking and laughing with each other. The setting is deep in the woods, during daytime. Multiple deceased victims can be seen scattered in the background on the dirt floor. A man wearing surgical gloves can be seen holding the facial skin of a victim up to the camera, similar to what you would see in a fictional horror movie such as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I can just imagine that shit, bro.
Face, as well as hair and eyes, have been perfectly flayed to surgical precision. Both sides of the flayed face are shown to the camera. The man holding the face then approaches one of his fellow Sicarios, who is smoking and looks strung out on drugs. He finishes smoking, and the Sicario carrying the skin mask places it over his fellow Sicario's face. The men laugh and howl as the Sicario wearing the skin mask poses for the camera. The man with the surgical gloves then takes the mask back, and another Sicario asks if he can wear it. He hands the mask over to the other Sicario, and he places it over his head and starts dancing for the camera, which once again...
These people, like, don't feel nothing, bro. Like, at what point do you, like, stop feeling any remorse or anything towards these people? Like, they don't... I feel like they don't feel nothing no more. They got to the point where in their life where just nothing affects them anymore or anything. Like, imagine like cutting someone's face off perfectly. Like, imagine someone cutting your face off perfectly and they're just wearing that shit and you're over there like fucking fighting for your life and shit, bro. Like, that's crazy.
The video then abruptly ends. Although the torture and murder commenced before filming took place, the nature of the video is still extremely disturbing. The conversation between the Sicarios highlights their psychotic nature. The transcript is as follows. Sicario 1. Take a look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Sicario 2. Turn it around so that we can see behind it. Sicario 3. You did a good job with the removal. Sicario 2. Look here. This is where the nose was. Sicario 3. And this is where his mouth was. Check out those scary lips. Sicario 2. Okay, here it goes. Grab it by its ears. Grab it by the ears. Sicario 3. I'll put the mask on if I fucking have to, bro. Sicario 4. Wow, Pappy, you're going to look beautiful with it on. Women are going to be all over you after this. Sicario 3. Are you ready? Go ahead and close your mouth, dog. He's ready for those Halloween festivities, you sons of bitches. Sicario 2. This is so that you sons of bitches lose all fear. Make sure that you wash your face after this. Sicario 5. What about me, boss? Aren't you going to place it over my face as well? Sicario 2. Do you really want me placing it over your face then? Sicario 5. Well, of course. Sicario 3. This face mask doesn't need to be grabbed by its ears. Sicario 4. Let him put this one on. The warped conversation between the Sicarios is pure nightmare fuel, and for such a disturbing video, it's interesting that no references were made into which cartel was responsible for
I don't understand, bro.
Which leads me to believe that this footage was not intended to be seen online, but more so to be peer-to-peer viewed by members of the organisation responsible, and from there, it potentially leaked. Although the video is brand new, some speculation surrounding it is interesting. One theory being that this was some sort of Sicario training session.
Training?
As well as being taught how to fight and handle weaponry, it has been documented that cartels will desensitize new Sicarios by exposing them to extreme violence. This can be
they have to desensitize them in order for these people to be able to do all this shit without like feeling anything, you feel me? Like that they have to I was wondering how all these people just do all this stuff and they don't feel anything towards it, bro. They have to desensitize them. I don't know what they do or how long this training is that they go through, but they must do some crazy shit during this training. And if this was part of their training to cut off a guy's face, bro, and start wearing this shit and dancing, fuck, that's training, alright, let me tell you.
Simple as having a new recruit having to execute a captive with a bullet to the head, or something more extreme, such as prolonged torture. In fact, it's said that CJNG, for example, have been known to utilize cannibalism as such a method of desensitization. Ultimately, we can only speculate to which group is responsible for this heinous act of violence, but the sad fact is that this is not an isolated incident of extreme brutality, but par for the course in the narco wars. When it comes to drug cartels, just when you think you've seen it all, this video goes to show what we have seen is barely a scratch on the surface.
That's true.
God only knows what the victims in this video were subjugated to before their untimely and horrific demise. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video.
This dude, Disturbed Reality, makes me visualize the whole fucking thing when he's telling the story, bro. That's how good of a storyteller he is. So shout out to you, bro, because you give me chills like thinking about this shit. And like it's pretty crazy how much work you put into these videos, bro, like to gain all this information and all that. I really applaud you for that. But this shit is crazy. Oh my god. Think about them holding the face like this and then putting them on and shit, and your eyes are going through another guy's face that just got cut off, and the guy's laying over there in the cut just screaming and shit. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? And it's crazy because like they get tortured for like days and shit, but we only see like a minute or two of videos, and I don't even know if those are the worst part. They only release what they want us to see, bro. They probably don't even release the worst of the worst. They might even just stop recording this shit and posting them. They might start live streaming these shits because like I don't know, they just been going harder and harder on these, so they might end up just start live streaming them and posting the whole fucking thing. You never know nowadays. But anyways, like I said, shout out to Disturbed Reality. Comment down below or link me any videos you guys want me to react to like this. It could be stories, it could be murder cases, it could be cartel videos, any of that, you feel me? I'm down with all of that. Just let me know what you guys want me to react to. Leave the name of the shit, title, all that. Link me on Instagram. My Instagram is Christian_Lanverton if you guys want to go follow me. Subscribe if you're new. Like this video if you enjoyed, and I'm out.
Sorry, God, I gotta go. Yeah, you know this ain't the old me.